Hey guys, welcome back to Trillium's Twisted Vlogcast. We're going to try something new today. We're going to try a music video. I'm going to rank my top 5 favorite albums from 2023. First, I do want to give a quick shout out to some honorable mentions that I really wanted to put in here, but I couldn't. That would be How Do You Sleep at Night, Tizo Touchdowns album, really good. And Let's Start Here by Lil Yachty. Never was a Lil Yachty fan before. That was a great album though, and I'll call myself a fan now, at least of that album. So starting things off, number 5, I Might Forgive, But I Don't Forget by Jeezy. Now, I have been a Jeezy fan, formerly known as Young Jeezy. I've been a Jeezy fan since I was 13 years old. Always been one of my favorite rappers. I don't think he ever really misses. I think TM104 was great. His album Snowfall with DJ Drama was great. This is another great album, but it's even better because it's a double album, and both sides are great. There's a lot of great production from Justice League on this album, which is nice to hear. And this album really goes into... There's a lot of lyrics that draw from Jeezy's recent divorce and depression, while still maintaining that gritty, tough trap element and production. So, great album. 5 songs I say are really good that you should check out would be I Might Forgive, If I'm Being Honest, Shine on Me, which is a rare moment of hope in this album, Sad, and Nothing to Prove. Number 4 is going to be Lone Star Luchador. Lone Star Luchador is by That Mexican OT. Now, I was completely unaware of who this guy was. And then Johnny Dang happened, which I will mention in a minute is one of my favorite songs of the year and my favorite song on the project, featuring Paul Wall and Drody. So I heard Johnny Dang and I said, you know, this guy might be going somewhere. This is a really good song. And I hadn't heard anybody else say a single word about him. Flash forward a couple months later, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend's brother, and he brings That Mexican OT up. And a couple of days after that, this guy was popping up everywhere. The album proves, he reminds me a lot of DaBaby, but with superior rhyme schemes and better speed and rhythm. So yeah, Lone Star Luchador, 5 great songs. Johnny Dang with Paul Wall, Hit List, Cowboy in New York, Barrio, and Be Careful Texas. And especially Barrio, with songs like that, this album does an interesting thing where we're mixing gangsta rap with Latino culture. And that's really fresh and interesting to me. Number 3, Intellectual Property by Waterparks. This is their 5th album. I discovered Waterparks after the 3rd album, Fandom. I've been a huge fan since. They do it again here. Austin Knight's songwriting and production is still fresh and different from their other albums. Every album that Waterparks puts out seems to have its own unique identity, which is one of the coolest things you can do as a band. 5 great songs off of Intellectual Property: Real Super Dark, Starfucker, Funeral Grey, Brainwashed, and Self-Sabotage. Of course, these songs do go over similar or familiar Waterparks themes such as heartbreak, obsession, and dealing with fame and the trappings of it. All right, the big 2. Number 2, Sunburn by Dominic Fike. This is a great album. I had heard Dominic Fike's first album. I think it came out in 2020. Heard that probably in 2020, 2021. I was not very impressed. I saw potential, though, especially with the song Vampire, which I still love. Flash forward a year or two, Dominic Fike lands a major acting role on Euphoria Season 2. And, you know, his character was something, but his performance was pretty good. And now this album comes out. Sunburn is a very vulnerable, personal, introspective album with a lot of depressing lyrics. But this thing is, I mean, this is top notch right here. From the production to the lyrics again. There's some really cool different styles of music on this record. You've got bits where Dominic Fike is singing over an acoustic guitar to almost rapping, kind of. And it's very, very cool and shows off his versatility. And I think this is going to be a classic album for years to come. A lot of themes of addiction. Dominic Fike is newly sober. Good for him. So a lot of themes of addiction and regret on here as well. 5 songs I wrote down. The title track, Sunburn, How Much Is Weed, Think Fast, featuring Rivers Cuomo of Weezer, Bodies, and Dark. Now finally, last but not least, #1 album of the year, I Care So Much That I Don't Care At All by Glaive. Glaive is 19 years old, I believe. He's from Hendersonville, North Carolina, relatively close to where I live, which is crazy. I had heard his name in passing before from my brother. Jaden was talking about how he wanted to do a song with Glaive, and then Glaive pops up on More Than Life with Machine Gun Kelly. And I liked what he did on that song. So he's been in my conscience since then. I've been aware of him. This album comes out. This album is so good. It is a nice, you know, it's a nice difference from some of the other stuff that Glaive has done before. It's less hyperactive and more subdued, restrained, if you will. There's a lot of heart that you can feel on this record, which apparently was recorded in a windowless garage with no AC and nothing but a dog, I believe, in Los Angeles somewhere. But there's a lot of themes of growing up as a kid and those angsty, you know, self-loathing, self-deprecating feelings that a lot of teenagers go through, which I found very relatable. And there's the other side of these songs that are more about growing out of where you came from and who you were and moving on to something else. Maybe not necessarily something better, but something else. This album blew me away. So did Sunburn. Both of these albums I did not think would be my favorites of the year at all, but they are. So I Care So Much That I Don't Care At All, Glaive's first studio album. 5 songs, As If, The Car, All I Do Is Try My Best, which actually go together to complete a really cool music video short film. The Prom, and Tiziana. This is a great album. I can't recommend it enough. Same goes to all these other albums. Glaive is already starting 2024 off strong. He's got one single out called Huh, and another one that I have not listened to yet, because I'm hoping there's an EP or something like that coming soon. So big ups to Glaive, Dominic Fike, Water Parks, you know, that Mexican OT, who saw that coming? I definitely didn't. And of course Jeezy for doing what he always does, killing it. So thank you guys for listening. If you liked these albums or didn't like them, I'd love to talk to you guys about it down below. And, you know, tell me what some of your favorite music was from 2023. And welcome 2024. See you guys.